Hello, everybody, and good and good afternoon. We are just starting the broadcast, and we're going to be waiting for some people that are still logging in and turning on their audio. So feel free to start testing your audio so that you can listen us clearly, and we will be starting shortly. Thank you very much. For those that are joining just right now, we've started the broadcast as you can see, but we're still waiting for some people that are logging in. We have a few people just joining. And for everyone to set up their audio, sometimes we need to adjust the microphone. We will be starting in a couple seconds. Okay, perfect. I think we're good to go. We have quite a bit of an audience right now. So thank you very much for joining. We really appreciate you being here. And this is as you can see, we started running quite a few different separate webinars, and this is the first of our practical webinar sessions, where we want to be teaching a little bit of the tips and tricks that will make your everyday SnapComes usage easier. So it is great to have such a varied group of attendees, mostly from the EMEA region, and of what I can see here, most of the people attending are customers, but we also have a couple trialists on board. So for those of you that haven't used us for too long, we'll also try to be explaining some of the little details. Um, After many conversations with you and listening to what you want from us, we did find out that some regular training and tips and tricks sessions was something that you would appreciate, and that's the reason that we're launching this webinar stream, where we'll be helping you excel when using SnapComs and being able to become experts in using our tool. So we will be introducing features and changes on these webinar streams, but also looking at best practices, tips, and things that will make a difference in how you send a message and how you do that better. So hopefully today's session will be after today's session, you'll be able to send messages faster and be more familiar with the powerful options that you have in our platform. So before we start, I'll just go over some housekeeping notes so that it's easier for everybody. And this session will be recorded and shared with you later. So don't worry if you miss something. And everyone will be placed on mute for the duration of the webinar. But that doesn't mean we don't want to hear from you. It's just to make it a bit easier. And please feel free to ask questions on the chat. And our moderators, that in this case it will be me, Alicia will be presenting. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. We will also have a Q&A session in the end if there's further questions. Now, in terms of the agenda, we will be, after this short introduction, we will be going straight into the live demo. This is a 99.8% practical webinar. So we will be looking at the content manager, our new create content page to be specific. And the first thing that we'll be doing is looking at an overview of the page, just finding out where things are. Then we will be starting to create content from blank templates, which is what most of us do. But we will also be looking at streamlining our content creation process by using our content template library. And like I said before, in the end, we'll just have a quick Q&A session, because most of the things that we want to do is just focus on the product and making and helping you learn the new things that we're launching. So thank you very much. And um, I guess, Alicia, why don't we start to get to know you a little bit better for those of the on the call that don't know you that well?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Before we start, I am Alicia Conroy, and as a customer success manager, my job at Snapcoms is to accompany you on your journeys with us and make sure you are successfully using our tools and reaching your communications objectives. A little bit about me: I have a background in account management and customer success. I'm also a classically trained opera singer. I live on the East Coast, US, in a small state called Delaware, about 20 minutes away from the beach. I'm married with lots of fur babies. Hopefully, you won't see or hear any of them during this broadcast. I have 7 dogs and 3 cats, so hopefully they're well behaved. Back to you, Carlos.
Thank you very much, Alicia. And I guess we won't notice. We're all used to working from home, or at least many of us are. And yes, we've seen cats, dogs, babies, you name it. I think that's something I've liked of this changes that we familiarize ourselves. Like sometimes we have babies and everything. So if we happen to see a cat, that will be actually quite funny. And well, my name is Carlos Escobar. I'm head of customer strategy here at Snapcoms. And although your first point of contact will always be your CSM or tech support if you have any technical queries, we're fully committed to your success. And my job here at Snapcoms is to make sure that you're having a great experience every step of the way. So if you ever have any feedback or any comments, feel free to reach out to me or give us your opinion via our NPS survey. So I guess without further ado, we're going to go straight into the good stuff and start the demo. So let me transfer the screen to Alicia so that we can go into the content manager.
Yep, and I'm just going to turn off my camera so I can focus on this demo. Give me just 1 second and share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Alicia, we can see your screen and we're ready to go.
Perfect. Well, welcome everyone to the Snapcoms Create Content page, the latest piece of work we've done with you in mind. We're very excited to take the first steps to make this process easier and more intuitive. For our customers, many of you either have the new Create Content page or have the option to turn it on. You do so by going to your profile at the top right corner of your screen, click on Preferences, select the toggle next to Use the new Create Content, and save. You will then have access to our new Create Content page. While I'm on the top bar, I wanted to point out a few other helpful features like our search functionality, where you can search for the latest any content or template that you've created, provide feedback or raise feature requests with our with the light bulb icon. You can also get help by going to our knowledge base or contact tech support with the question mark icon, or you can go to your profile, see what's new, adjust your preferences as I have just shown you, update your password, or sign out. You also have the navigation bar to your left, and this is not experiencing any changes at the moment. Our main focus today is going to be on the new Create Content page, which is your main working space in the Snapcoms Content Manager. To get started, let's take a look at how it works. There are 4 ways to create a message using the Create Content page. I will demonstrate how to do so after this quick overview. The Build Your Own tab gives you a blank canvas. You can access your Snapcoms channels, insert your own imagery, text, colors, and settings. For immediate publishing with content already prepared for you, you can access our content library. Here you will find pre-configured templates across multiple categories and channels. In just a few clicks, you can quickly publish the template you like or make some minor edits first. It is important to note that in order to see many of our templates, you must have either our Inform or Engage package. To access and reuse templates your organization has already created, you will find everything in alphabetical order under the Organization Templates tab. The My History tab gives you an overall view of all the messages you have drafted or sent recently. The filters to the left side give you an overall, provide immediate access to our most popular templates in the templates library, like IT outages, our COVID-19 templates, and our policy updates. You may also find all saved, published, and ready to use templates by entering a keyword in the search bar. Let's start by creating content with the Build Your Own. Once you click this card, you will find all of the channels you have available to you. If you are in our Inform package, you will see desktop alerts, video alerts, tickers, RSS tickers, and screensaver. You will also have a few templates on our templates library like compliance. If you have our Engage package, you will have all of our channels, including our questionnaires like quiz survey, our registration alert, RSVP invite, our newsletter, wallpaper, and lock screen. You will also see social interactions such as the ability to like content or wave to a new employee. And you will also have all of our templates and our templates library. I'm going to start by building content with a desktop alert, which is perfect for the messages of high importance that must stand out and reach employees in a timely manner, like an IT outage or a message from the CEO. Today, we'll be creating a message from the CEO. Once I click it, we must select a theme. Many of you have standard organizational themes, but within SnapComms, you can create as many themes as you'd like for different purposes, like a theme per department, a company anniversary theme, or a color-coded theme for urgent communications. After I select my theme, I must select a folder for archiving my content and a name. These are very important overlooked steps, often overlooked steps in organizing and archiving your content. You can have as many folders and subfolders as you wish, such as folders by department, subfolders by month, folders by asset, such as screensavers and digital signage. You should also establish a naming convention that works for you, as each asset must have a unique name. It's a pillar of our governance, and if we establish best practices early on, we can make it easier to navigate through your content. So I'm going to really quickly just go ahead and change this name to a message from the CEO, leave the date, and go ahead and click on start. You now see the designer interface and a blank canvas for creating an alert. When creating your alert, you will be creating the content, the pop-up, and the feed view. It's important to note that the feed view is only available and visible for customers on SnapComms version 19.6 or better. Here is the feed view and my message history. Here's the notifications view. I highly recommend keeping your SnapComms app up to date so you can take advantage of our latest features, bug fixes, and enhancements. To the left of the screen, you will see the ability to preview your content with the eyeball icon. Go into designer mode, with the pencil icon, or go to the action menu where you can create your organization templates. More on this in a bit. First, let's create our messaging. We need to click here to add our title. So I'm going to go into designer mode and click here to add my title. The title is going to be a message from the CEO. I am copying and pasting from a Microsoft Word document. The next thing that I'm going to do is click here to add my content. And instead of pasting as text, I'm actually going to paste as HTML, which keeps the source formatting. Here we go. I'm just going to make some adjustments within the text here. Make this font size 12. I'm going to bold CEO of Globa. And I've customized my text with my word wizard. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add an image. And I'm going to place that image into the body of the message. Select my files. The files will be from your computer. And I'm going to choose CEO Cindy. So Cindy is taking up the whole width of the screen right now. Here is my message. I'm going to use columns, and I'm going to have Cindy take up 1/3 the width of the screen. I'm going to repeat that those same steps with my text. Use columns and take up 2/3 the width of the screen. I'm going to switch the location of where Cindy's picture is. And I'm also going to stretch my content until I like where everything is aligned. I'm going to add a separator just for some design. The separators take the branding color, but you can use settings and you can change the color of the separator if you wanted to change the color of the separator, increase the height, and take care of padding as well. and my content is created. Next, I'm going to adjust my pop-up. I'm going to take my text, just raise it by the logo, take my drag and drop an image. I'm going to use the same photo of Cindy, drag and drop that onto my pop-up, but this time I'm going to crop the image using the cropping tool. And apply. I'm just going to adjust the placement of the image, center it, and there we go. My pop-up is created. Now I'm going to feed view, but I do have to adjust the photo on the feed view as well. So I'm just going back to the cropping tool and adjusting it so it looks good in the feed view, and apply. The feed view has also taken the title of the content, and it has also taken the content as well. So my step before I go to publishing is to preview this content. There it is. The pop-up appears in the bottom right-hand side of the screen with the read now or read later option. I will go ahead and click on read now. And here is my content. I like the way that it looks. I can see the way that it looks on desktop, and I can see the way that it looks on mobile. My one unread message. And here's what this will look like on mobile as well. In your previews, you can also share your previews if you needed to share this with the person that you were creating this content for, or leadership. You can copy and paste this link, send it in chat, or copy and paste it and send it in an email. You can also share it via email by typing in their email address in the space here and clicking on share. Our content is created. Our pop-up is created. So the next step is to move to publishing. So targets, who is going to receive this content? You have the whole organization, which is everyone within your organization that has the SnapComms app downloaded to their device, both mobile and desktop. You have targeting by attribute. This is a new feature, and it allows you to target by attributes in your Active Directory. You can select up to 4 attributes, such as department, title, location, etc. This does require some setup in the back end, so I do recommend that you take a look at the article in our knowledge base. You have targeting by active users and active groups. You have targeting by target sets. You can also use advanced targeting and target by users only, groups and users, and organizational units. I am going to target my whole organization and apply. Next, dates immediately and for 1 month is the default. But this is when are you going to receive this content, and for how long is it going to be published within your SnapComms app message history? You can deselect start immediately and select a specific date and a specific time for the content to go out. You can also publish for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, a day, a month, a week, a year, or select a specific date for the content to end. I'm going to start immediately, and I'm going to apply this for 1 week and apply. Delivery. I am going to publish this to my SnapComms app. I'm not going to send a push notification to my mobile device, although you could. Publishing it to the SnapComms app will publish it to the app on both mobile and desktop devices, and I'm going to go ahead and apply. The pop-up notification, also a very important part of governance, as this controls the pop-up notifications reoccurrence interval. So the way this reads right now is the pop-up notification will display in the bottom right-hand side of the screen for 15 seconds. It will reoccur every 45 minutes until it's read. You can remain this until action for those highly important messages, or increase the duration by 30 seconds or 45 seconds. Have this stay as reoccur until read, or choose a specific amount of times you want this to display. You can also change the reoccurrence interval from minutes to hours to days. Every 45 minutes sounds good, so I'm going to leave it at every 45 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and apply, leaving it at the defaults. Reactions. Reactions exist within our Engage package. I'm going to enable the reactions. This allows the thumbs up and people to like the content, your employees to like this content, and I'm going to show the reaction count and apply. In general settings, I want you to be aware that you have a couple of different animations to choose from: the spin animation, the slide down animation, to dot and none. In size and location, you can control the size and location of your content. So for urgent notifications, maybe you want the screen to be maximized or full screen. And then for the center, the window position, it's always good to develop some form of governance around the types of messages that are going out. So perhaps using the bottom left always for HR communications, the top right for urgent communications, center for CEO communications, the bottom right for organizational notifications, and apply. So I can preview this again if I wanted to preview this again, or I can go ahead and select publish. In this case, I will go ahead and select publish. Publishing gives you the last minute sanity check to make sure that your targets, your dates, and delivery options are all correct. And I will go ahead. You also have these little previews for what the content is going to look like in the content, the pop-up, the feed view, and mobile devices. And I will go ahead and publish and return to my dashboard.
Perfect, Alicia. We just have two questions here from the audience, so I'll be, like I said, helping Alicia with the questions. The first one is really simple, but I'm not sure if you want me to wait until you show the alert and then I ask them, or
Sure, sure.
okay,
So
perfect.
here it is with the read now or read later button. It will be here for 15 seconds. So I will click on read now. And here is my content. I can go ahead and like this content as an employee, and I will close out. Go ahead with those questions, Carlos.
Perfect. The first one is, and it's probably from a trialist, if the designer mode is available on both packages. And the simple answer is yes. Everyone that has access to the content manager and create content has the designer mode. It's not an additional feature. We try not to charge for simple additional features, but rather just the two packages. And the second question was asked earlier on, but I didn't want to interrupt you. It was when you were talking about how the alert theme can be used uh, for different uh, types of messages, including messages by department, by urgency, and different factors. And how can you actually create themes for different types of messages? And the answer is, again, quite simple. If you go to management and if you go to themes, you can actually control all the themes. Now, you can have a company or organizational theme, which will be your main theme. And in the logo, where it says company name, in this mock-up logo, you can actually upload either departmental logos or use different colors to differentiate the themes per department, per type of action that you want. For example, you could have one for IT for outages or for information security, so people get conditioned to seeing what they want. So if you want any more information on this, I'm happy to send a direct link um, about how this is done. And there's no more further questions. So I think we can move on.
Great.
So sorry for the interruption, but if there's any other questions, I'll try to find either an appropriate time or answer them in the Q&A session in the end. If you have a question, just feel free. There's a chat kind of window in your GoToWebinar, so feel free to ask a question, and I'll try to interrupt Alicia when it's possible. Thank you very much, and back to you.
Great. I'm going to go ahead and stay and build your own, except this time I'm going to create a ticker. Another very popular channel because of its eye-catching movement across the screen. You can use this for important messages like IT outages, send a quick 1 to 2 sentence ticker as opposed to an all staff email, and more. In this case, I will be sending a cybersecurity threat to my staff. So I'm going to name this cybersecurity threat. Change the theme, make sure that it's in the correct folder, and I will go ahead and start. I'm going to click on the pencil, copy and paste my headline, and I'm just going to customize the text. I'm going to bold this. I'm going to highlight my text and make it 14 size font, and I'm going to go ahead and apply. The next thing that I'm going to do actually is also add a headline. You can have multiple headlines, single headlines. You can have headlines with a URL, which is what I'm doing now. So I'm adding a headline URL here, and I'm going to go ahead and apply. The next thing that I'm going to do is go into designer mode, and I'm going to drag and drop an image. I'm going to place it in front of my company logo, and I'm going to use this information security icon here. We've talked in the past, in a few past webinars, about using icons for message conditioning. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust this. So this is my cybersecurity icon here. And this is the icon that I would use for all of my cybersecurity threats. Next, I'm just going to the feed view. Unlike the alert, the feed view here does not copy and paste the text here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it. So you need to edit the feed view, and now it's ready for publishing. So I can also take a look at this via preview mode if I wanted to take a look at this via preview mode. But it's just scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Again, very, very eye-catching movement. And I'm happy with it. So it's ready for publishing. I can go to my ticker settings here. It can scroll from the bottom of the screen or from the top of the screen. Scroll speed, fast, medium, slow, or very slow. We recommend medium or slow. Scrolling from the right or scrolling from the left. Headline scroll frequency of 3. Here's where we get into the frequency. You can use continuous for very important messages, or keep the headline scroll frequency of 3 as the default, but you can increase this or decrease this if you would like to. It's going to reoccur until it's read, and I'll keep the reoccurrence interval of every 45 minutes, and I will go ahead and apply. Targets. I explained targeting earlier, so I will go ahead and target my whole organization and apply. Next, I'm going to adjust the dates to immediately and for 1 week. Publish it to my SnapComms app. I won't send a push notification to my mobile device now though, and apply. And I'm going to go ahead and publish. And return to my dashboard. So the ticker will scroll here across the screen. Now, when the employee puts their mouse over top of the screen, the ticker stops so that the employee can read the content. As you can see, when it's highlighted, I can go ahead and click on this for the headline for the URL, but I will go ahead and close this. Next, let's go into the templates library and let's create that message that we've just created, but much faster. I'm going to click the cybersecurity topic, the cybersecurity threat ticker. I'm going to use my company org theme, my folder, and I'm going to keep the content name the same, and I'm going to go ahead and start. These are pre-created templates already for you. As you can see, it's the same content that I've just created. Everything is already set the way that I want it to be set, so I can go to target my whole organization. I can edit this template if I wanted to edit the template, but I don't. Instead, I'm going to just publish. And that is a faster way of creating content using the templates library. Here comes my ticker. As it scrolls across the screen, again, the user can click on the URL. And there's my ticker. Exploring this further, I'm going to go into our very popular COVID-19 updates, into leadership communications, and explore a very cool business update screensaver. Choosing my company org theme, keeping my folder the same. This is COVID-19 leadership updates, and I'm going to go ahead and start.
And so you're aware we shared this COVID library with all of our customers so that you would all have access to some of these templates during a complicated time. So that's the reason why we have it in this folder.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you can again make any edits that you would like to make to the content. The edit that I'm going to make is going to be for the ticker that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And I'm just going to highlight the text and make it a little bit bigger. I want you to know that screensavers can be used for digital signage as well. And apply. Instead of publishing this though, I am actually going to preview this because you won't be able to see the screensaver when it's published on my screen. So I will go ahead and preview, and this is what it will look like on desktop and as digital signage. The last message that we will take a look at in our content in our templates library is going to be the holiday templates. The holidays are just around the corner. It's been a challenging year, and while I know most employees are still working from home, you can spread a little holiday cheer with SnapComms. I'm going to look at the Happy Holidays alert and start. Again, you can make any edits to this that you wish. I have several customers that used this last year for end of the year checklists, reminders, etc. So I can go ahead and make an edit to this if I wish. But instead, I will go ahead and choose my targets, my whole organization, dates for immediately and for a day, delivery to the SnapComms app, and I will go ahead and publish. Publish again and return to my dashboard. One thing you'll notice is that it will appear in the bottom right-hand side or in the bottom left-hand side of my screen. Again, for message conditioning and easy to digest content, it would be great to establish some governance around content placement for your employees, like HR messages to the bottom left, organizational messages to the bottom right, etc. Speaking of organizational messages, let's go back to the message from the CEO. I just really quickly want to show you how to create a reusable content template that will be in the organizational templates tab. You go to your the content that you've created. You already have your targets and your date set, everything set the way that you want it to be set to. Once you've created all that, you go to the action menu to the left-hand side of the screen and save as organization template. I will rename this to be the weekly message from the CEO, because CEO Cindy is going to do this every single week. Keep it in my folder and go ahead and create content. You'll know that it's been successful with these gray lines in the background, and you'll also need to create content. with this piece of content here, this content template. And the way that you reach your organizational templates, or that you see your organizational templates, is in organization templates, and they will be in alphabetical order. So here is my weekly message from the CEO. Last, we'll visit my history. And as you can see, it displays all the templates we've been working on. And that's all. Creating content has never been easier using SnapComms with the new Create Content page. I guess I'll ask if there are any questions from the audience at this time.
Hello, Alicia. I think we do have one question coming up. Um, and I'll just turn back to the presentation in the meantime. Um, and I'm going to leave you with that in case we have another question. So we do have one question coming up, and it is, will you be introducing any more changes to your content managers? Actually, that's a really good question. We constantly uh, continue to include gradual improvements in our platform. We often release features and improvements, and usually this happens every 2 weeks. Based on our sprint agenda when our engineers are creating and adding features. Now, this is probably a question for our product team, but since it's 3 in the morning here, it's not. I won't be able to tap into the team. But I can tell you that we continue to look at how to improve your experience using our platform. So your voice is super important. And if you have any feature requests or ideas, we always welcome you to share it. And you can do so directly in our platform. There's a little blue light bulb, if I'm not mistaken, in the upper right corner. You showed it earlier, Alicia. And that's where you can actually share ideas at the moment. You can also send emails to us, and we'd be happy to uh, speak with you and yep, and understand what you want. And we do have another question here. Let me read it. Do you have screensaver templates, e.g., the Happy Holidays one for clients in the Southern Hemisphere? Our Christmas is a pretty hot one. No snow, unfortunately, and I think uh, yep, we have the same thing here in New Zealand. We have a sunny uh, Christmas on the beach. Our headquarters are on New Zealand. And Alicia, I'm not sure what you can say about this. We do try to adapt our different holiday themes, and we're trying to add more. We do work with many global companies and different cultures. So we'd love to continue adding into this library. If you have any ideas, let us know. At the moment, we only have the Happy Holidays and the Merry Christmas. And unfortunately, both feature snow. Uh, Here in New Zealand, what we often do is we put fake snow in the tree and everything, but in the end, it's kind of a summer Christmas as well. So I guess I do understand your point, and hopefully that's something that we can look at. But we will be adding more themes into our template, sorry, more templates into our template library. So if you have any other ideas, feel free to share them. And are there any other questions? Okay, I think for now we are good. Um, and the other thing is we're happy to help you create your templates yeah, so we do have our whole team of customer success managers, and with Snapcoms it's really easy to customize some of these alerts. So I think obviously you can tap into these animations, but if there's something that you want to create from scratch, we're pretty happy to help you adapt it. we've also we also have a group of designers here in house. So if you want to create a custom animation, it's something that we can also look into. Perfect. So if we don't have any more questions, I think we can wrap it up a few minutes earlier. but we really do appreciate you attending, and thank you very much for joining. It's been a pleasure to see you here and hopefully see you again soon in one of our training webinars. Now, we will be trying to be very clear about the topics of the upcoming webinars. I'm just going to go back to um, show my screen. Hopefully you can see my screen.
Sure
Let's
can.
see. Perfect. So, yep, we're going to keep on running these webinars and hopefully being very clear about the topics that we're going to be discussing so that you can see if that's something that you want to join or not, or if there's someone in your team that could benefit from having a little training on a specific topic. If you have any ideas that you want to share in terms of what kind of training webinars you'd like to attend, if there's a specific topic about reporting, that's a very popular one we've received any feedback on. Um, we'd be happy to focus on that so that it's beneficial for you. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you very much
Alicia,
for joining.
yep, thank you very much and bye. I'm going to, if you have any further questions, you can write to carlos@snapcoms.com or to Alicia or your CSM, and we'll be super happy to answer your questions as well.
Great. Thank you all so much for joining. It's been a pleasure today.
Bye.